first house on the right going up off Woodside Road, Tomas McDade. Out to our gate from the front door here is about 500 yards, and I'd say about 600 yards. Loads of wildlife. We get herds of deer coming in onto our site here, and loads of rabbits, badgers, and not to mention bird life. Huge amount of bird life. You know, it's like a zoo here on occasions. I have loads of photographs of deer out on our lawn here. You know, on our front lawn. Well, from time to time, you know, people passing will say hello if we meet them. And there is a gentleman who cycles up here, and quite a few youngsters cycle up, and they cycle down through the gorse over there, you know. I mean, it's a wonderful facility, you know, the lane going up the hill, they can go right up to the tree rock. And it's just a beautiful place, wonderful views. It is a bit horrifying when you see litter and stuff thrown around in such a beautiful area, and you know, a facility which is there for people's benefit to walk up and enjoy the views from the hill and that, you know, and so it's a pity. But what would concern me is smokers going up and throwing a butt. That could cause a fire, you know, or a bottle left in the gorse, which when you get a bit of good sunshine could start a fire, you know. Those are the only worries, you know, but I don't stay awake at night worrying about it. We were returning from lunch from the blue light, and we couldn't get down very far. We were stopped by the police and by the fire brigade, so we had to wait for about an hour until they had things under control. And then we got into our site here, and the smoke was everywhere. But it's been one of the worst hill fires I think we've had now in the years. We have one every year, but you know, this was horrific. Somebody mentioned that they heard a bang, all right, you know, but I didn't pay any attention to it, you know, because you know, what would explode up on the hill, you know? Fire brigade are great. They get up very, very quickly. I have to say that. And being on high ground here, it can be spotted from down in where the fire brigade is in Dundrum there, you know, the Ballantyre, I think it is. And, you know, people report, oh, the fire on the hill, you know, get up quickly. So they do arrive very quickly. I have to really, you know, say that they're wonderful that way. I thought it was a standard response, you know, but a very good response, you know. That was the first time I've ever seen helicopters dropping water onto the hillside. I've never seen that before here. It only happened on this occasion. You know, it's an indication of how severe the fire was. You know, it was quite extensive. I'm very surprised at the amount of houses that since this happened, you know, since you become aware of this sort of thing, you look around and you see the amount of houses with huge growth close to the houses. And if they catch fire, you know, house is gone. So it behoves everybody to be careful. Well, yeah, they were conscious and you know a bit excited by our nearest neighbour. He was on the laneway when we could come back in, you know, and he had obviously seen the whole thing, you know, but they were affected by the smoke, obviously, you know, but again, yeah, you're always conscious that a big fire coming off the hill might jump the lane and catch some of the stuff, you know, that's around us here, you know. I became very conscious after last year with the huge high levels of heat. And there was a house in London, and the suburbs of London went on fire because people had a hedge coming up close to the house. It went on fire, and the house went on fire. So I became very conscious of the fact that we were surrounded by trees which I sowed myself. And I began to look at the dangers. So I topped a series of trees close to the back of my house here, which are my own trees. And I sought approval from the person up the road who owns the field out at the back to put a fire break between my boundary and the growth out there, So we have a 2 or 3 meter fire break there. So that's given me a fair amount of consolation, because fire, once the fire gets going, you don't know what the hell.